Welcome to the Faster, Easier, Better Show with your hosts LeeSilber and Ellen Goodwin.
Welcome to the Faster, Easier, Better Show. I'm your host, Ellen Goodwin, along with my co-host,
LeeSilber.
Lee, what's your priority?
Me!
No, today I want to talk about prioritizing whatever it is you got to get done.
Well, we're both come from a design background.
Exactly.
And that's the key to design. Not everything can be big, bold, and up front.
Even though the client wants it.
Right. So some things you make bigger, some things you make smaller, some things you get rid of.
Exactly.
That's a design principle. But that applies to the things we're working on, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
so
absolutely.
When we start to cut away and put some things off to the side that aren't as important, but focus on, and I didn't say urgent, I said important.
Important.
We start to see, it becomes clear what you need to do.
But
But sometimes you need the fire of urgency to make you want to do it. So we were just talking to somebody who said, they've been working on their kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of an ongoing project, but other things keep getting in the way.
Right.
My suggestion, throw a party. Say in a month and a half, if you're, you figure, or you'd force yourself to finish all those shows, those reality shows on the on the the HGTV. There's always a deadline.
There's always a deadline.
It adds some stress, and people work overnight and they work harder. So set a deadline where you're accountable to other people. We're having a party. Yeah. My kitchen will be done, and then it forces you to put that now up to the forefront because it's important and it's on fire.
And it helps you to cut through all the crap. You're not going to get distracted because, I could be doing this, or I could be putting in a backsplash because I've got a deadline. So it does help you just to cut through the distractions. And it doesn't have to be a month and a half away, big kitchen. It can be in your daily life. I've got to get this done. So you give yourself a deadline. And sometimes it even helps if you've got a deadline like, oh my gosh, my kid's game is at 2:30. I have to be out of the office. That is going to help you quickly figure out what your priorities are for that day if you've got a shortened day.
Well, for me, I'm always just, I love volunteering. I love helping. I love what I do, coaching and working on the baseball fields and, coaching football, all that. But my wife pointed out, those things don't pay the bills.
No.
And so if I want to do something like that, then I have to first do something that makes money. I know it sounds, but it's true. It's all true. I mean, don't give till it hurts. Charity begins at home. We need money. We all need money. So a lot of times, like you've talked about before, I'll say no to something if it's going to get in the way of paying something that would pay. So my priority is make the money so that I have the freedom to give my time. But I can't just give all my time away and not be able to pay the bills. So that's another way of focusing on where to spend your time and what your priorities are.
Yeah. Another one is if you've got a lot of things that are competing that need to be done. Let's go back to the idea of things around the house. And you've got a lot of things and you're feeling like, well, this is a priority, but maybe this is a priority. I say make a game out of it and make a list and then make it into a bracket, like March Madness. Bracket everything. Is doing this more important than this? Yes. Okay. It moves on. And do that until you get to the point where you've got this is the number one priority. So the number one seed, it's got to get done.
See, this is one of those moments where I'm like, wow, that's really good. Wow. What I do is I write the things down, then I put a checklist. Do I love doing this? Am I good at it? Does it make me money? Is it something that will benefit me in the blah, blah, blah? It's like a filter.
Right.
And whichever gets the most check marks, that's the thing that needs to be done right away.
That's a great way to do it as well. There's all sorts of ways you can prioritize, but it all does come down to sitting down, taking a moment, and working through things, whether it's setting up a deadline or making a game out of it, deciding if you love it, trading spaces with yourself. You can do this if you do this. Yep. You prioritize in lots of different ways, but they aren't always going to work for you. I mean, one's not going to be perfect. So here's a bunch of ideas.
Have you ever had a bag of potato chips? The thought of eating is like, ooh, potato chips. And then you eat them, ooh, these are good. And then when you're done, you're like, why? Why did I do that? And there are going to be things that are going to come into your sphere of, attention, and that are going to look good from the shiny objects. Oh, something tasty.
Right.
But yet, when you're done, you feel bad because you didn't do what you're supposed to do. So if we could kind of get in touch with go ahead and eat the bag of potato chips one time, but next time grab the fruit, which is the right thing to do. Potato chips here, fruit here.
Prioritize. Absolutely. Well, I hope you'll prioritize listening to the Faster, Easier, Better show with a new episode coming next week. Thanks for being here.